said he's a busy person, she said that.
Mm-hmm.
One lawyer last week, he not.
Mm-hmm.
It made sense to me that like Will to get so much and Will would get so much done. Dean would get so much and
You want to split it equally between the 3 boys?
yeah. The house?
The house?
Yes.
Well, for the and what else do you have? The house. What are your?
You got the home.
Your house. What else? Is there any?
You have
fund
a
or
car. You
money?
have other things too that you could give somebody. But
Do you have any other things that
assets, yeah.
The assets now.
Mhm.
Just, do you have any other assets that you leave to them and how you
Your
get
bank
the profit?
account and your what
Yeah,
else?
Yeah, your cash, your what do you call it, the money.
I have to call.
Savings or
And I'll do that tomorrow. I've got to tomorrow take all my money out of my get all the rest of my money put into the bank in my checking account.
okay.
Take them out and put it into where?
Into my savings account. I'll be put my bank account and it'll be about 50,000. And I'll go to again I'll divide it between Will. Will and I guess I'll give that money to Adrian. I better think about that though. Or I mean to
Because he doesn't want to stay here. He said he wants to go to Colorado sometime because he's been on Maui, and he wants to go back home to
or
Colorado
wherever.
or where he decides to live.
So have you heard him say that in the last week? Or
Yes, he told me yesterday.
He
Yeah.
mentioned to me too the first day I
what?
came.
Okay, so I'll give Adrian my.
So this would be money for him and
Okay, he'll get my most of my bank account. So I'll give him whatever. It's in my bank account.
you don't know how much you have, right?
And
Do you have
okay, well my mother's leaving me 500,000, and my house is supposedly 700,000 to 800,000, 700,000 to 800,000, supposedly when it's sold. And
Do you want Will to stay here and manage the property for the family so that he can get some income for them?
yeah, he could turn that thing outside there for.
It can be an extra couple
Yeah.
thousand out of this rental.
Yeah, he could
Yeah,
turn that into the Ohana into us.
Yeah. We can do that probably later. We wanted to make sure that there's the percentage that we wanted to
The power of attorney.
on the power of the. Do you have an attorney in place already before? Like, do you know any?
Just my mother's lawyer. I told her that he would be kind of in place.
Do you know the name?
Will, what's his last name? He's in North Carolina.
Does Adrian know him? Know the name?
Will Alexander. Will Alexander's in. Will Alexander in North Carolina is my mother's, and I asked him to be my lawyer.
But he hasn't done anything with you yet.
Yeah, he's been my mother's lawyer for. He's accepted.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't spoke to him in a week.
Do you have a contact number of him?
Yes. It's in my book. I'm trying to. He's not my. I think I said, but I'm not so groggy.
Can you tell us where we could get the contact number book?
It's inside my. It's in my.
On your cell phone?
Cell phone.
Yeah. It's right here.
It's in there.
It's right inside here. You gotta go on the phone and look for her contact.
Well, Alexander. Let's have his name, Will Alexander. Will Alexander. I would like to give my brother some money.
Oh, your brother.
How much do you want your brother to have?
Good bashing. Will Alexander's figures that way.
Okay.
Says that my money overall is about. He says that my value with the house, this house, the money,
What's
with my
your,
house. He says I'm worth about $1 million.
Will Alexander.
According to Wikipedia, Will Alexander is an American poet, novelist, essayist,
Where
playwright,
did
and
you
visual
go there?
artist.
Look in North Carolina.
I'm looking for your contacts.
He's a,
Yeah, I'm looking at your contacts.
The phone. Go to the phone.
Yeah, wait just a second. Search.
Will Alexander, but he's not. He wouldn't be close right now because he's. You have to reach
Okay,
him
Will
about
Alexander,
9 in the
mom's
morning.
lawyer.
9 their time?
Yeah.
It's probably later than that over there. They're ahead of time.
Okay, I have her phone number, his phone number right now.
No,
Would you like to talk to him?
No, his time isn't right now.
What time is it now? What time is it now? It's 9 plus 6 hours. It's still good, probably.
Mhm.
Is this his business number or his phone, his personal number? Should we try?
Too late.
Too late?
Mhm.
It's 9 o'clock right now. It's 3. It's still not too late. It's gonna be 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock over there. If it is 6 hours difference.
I can't remember.
So it's still not like it's still 4 o'clock in the afternoon over there.
No.
Would you?
Wouldn't be your time.
What is the best time? Probably early in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could leave
So,
a message
okay.
to call you back.
Yeah, leave me a message would be good.
Uh-huh.
Let me put his contact number here.
Leave a message for them. So we'll be behind, so. And then number for him the following day.
Or you could text him. I'm texting him. What do you want me to text him?
What time is this here?
It's about 9:30.
9:30. So it's about if it is 6. Different 6. 3:30 over there.
I couldn't think of it right now, but I know I called about 9.
That would be in the middle of the night over here. If we
Yeah.
call him at 9.
Well,
If it's his
says 9 in
9
the
o'clock at
morning.
his house, then it's what?
Like,
2,
I
3
think
o'clock
it's
in the
9 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
You can decide what all you want to do. Or would you like to let him know that you
We could
call him to regarding your estate?
For my brother. Or he can't do that.
Where does your brother live?
Sarasota, Florida.
What's his name?
John Mao.
John Mao. Okay.
Just seems only fair to leave him with something
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Is he a younger brother?
older. John Mao gets something.
Yeah, it's good to give something for each one and all. And what is important
There's so
here
that
is
would
the
be
percent-
four
this,
men.
What is important is the percentage, so it's easier for them to appropriate it. So let's say we say
I need some water just in my mouth. I need that other stuff that.
Somebody has to appropriate the funds for them to get to be able to.
But she needs to
I'll have to
know.
write down everybody's name.
Yeah. So she
What's okay? What?
You will just a second. So who else? Your Adrian.
Adrian Hamilton's number one.
Adrian.
Hamilton, right?
Yes, his dad's name was Hamilton.
Yeah.
Hamilton.
And then
okay.
Will. What is the last name of Will? I will ask him. And then your
Will
brother.
is Alex. No, Will's
Yeah,
last
Will-
name is.
We will ask him. It's okay, no problem.
I know his name,
Your
but-
brother's name. Your brother is John Mao. What is his real name of John? Just John.
My husband. Who
That's
now?
her brother,
Your brother.
John Mao.
John Mao is my brother.
John. Is that his real name? Just John?
John Raymond Mao.
Okay.
And
John Raymond Mao.
okay. Oh, so I have 1, 2, 3. Your brother and your
Adrian,
your stepson.
Will, John, and what's the stepson's name?
What is your stepson's name?
Is Lund.
Who's your stepson in the mainland?
Just a second. He's trying to recall.
Dean. You'll have to get his full name.
Yes, full name.
Did.
Does Adrian know the full name
Of who?
of your stepson? We can ask him, so you don't have to have that energy to recall. I mean, it takes a lot of energy to recall that. So Dean is his.
Dean. I don't know.
It's okay. So Adrian would be the first, which is let's say 50%.
Adrian Edward Hamilton.
We're trying to appropriate.
How much percent would go to
How much?
Adrian out of the estate? How much percentage do you want to give each person? There's 4 of them, so you could split it 4 ways, or you could give one, like Adrian, half, and then the others can split the rest.
Yeah, that's what we are doing, but then we're gonna know the percentages of the split of those. So it's like clear cut.
Who can
Yeah.
split it up too and be?
He can split it, and he can. That's what the will is for, to give them how much percentage you're gonna give it to each one, and the lawyer will do the paperwork kind of thing.
Yeah.
And also you're gonna give them the authority to look into like how much is how much is left that is not paid in the house, or there are a lot of things that they needed to know. But it's good to talk to them. But it's faster and easier for them if we already list down and know in mind how much percentage you're gonna give for each one of them. So you wrote down, you mentioned Adrian the first, the second will be Will, and then the third will be your brother, and then the fourth would be your stepson. Is that the order?
Adrian will be the highest.
The primary.
Yeah. Yes, he was the highest, number one. Who would be the next highest?
Mm-hmm.
You,
Will be my highest.
Adrian, and then Will would be the next one, or
Or your brother,
or
your stepson. Who's next in line of importance?
I don't know. Of course, my son will be the Greenberry.
Yes.
Just use some primary, right?
What?
It's better we're gonna talk to this one here on Maui and ask them what would be the alternatives that you could do. Yeah. So let's see. Let me call her.
So she's my full blood son.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, yeah. I wanted to come earlier, but then my phone got me a new phone, and then we're transferring, and then we forgot the password. We were very locked out. I cannot leave without my phone. So I waited until they were able to transfer everything to this phone. Okay. Send message. I'll put on the speaker.
You got
The voice things. Let me call from your phone.
Diane, is it okay if I record what's said on my video here?
I guess so.
Thank you.
Feedback. Okay.
Have a wonderful day.
Try again.
Trying.
Put it on speaker.
Whose number's that?
This was somebody on Maui that you can, just somebody who knows
The lawyers.
what to do, like how to do it or whatever.
Who's the person?
Her name is Danny.
What is her charge gonna be?
Morgan Office, this is Danny. How may I help you?
Oh, hi Danny. This is Perita. How are you?
Hi, Teresa. Good.
Good. Okay, I am here with my client, Diana Mao, the
Okay.
person I spoke to you about yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We were just talking about how she gonna appropriate her property and all to, and then in order for her to make the will. Can you say hi to her, Diana?
Yes, so, hi Debbie.
Hi. Hi, Diana.
Thank you.
Hey, okay, let me ask some questions. If you can just keep me on speakerphone if this works for everyone.
Okay.
Diana, did you ever do any estate planning before? Did you ever do a power of attorney or healthcare directive or any of that before?
Yes. Many years
Do you
ago.
have a will, and is the will what you wanted, and that's the concern you need to make a change?
It was many years ago.
Okay. So, from what I understand, your worries, your health is not well, and you want to make sure that everything is, your estate is planned, in case you want to make any changes. Which we can probably help you as long as we have some time to get it done. And it sounds like you're very coherent and able to meet with Meg. We could do something by Zoom if we needed to. But let's see how much work needs to be done and how much, and if we have time. First of all, your power of attorney. Who is your agent on your power of attorney to do finances if you're unable to do them for yourself? Do you know?
Power of attorney. I don't know exactly.
Okay. All right. Do you have somewhere so we know what you have in place? And then we can help you
Can you hold-
update
I'm gonna
what
hold
you
that
need
for you.
updated. Do you have any papers that you can give to Perlita, and she could give me a copy either by fax or email to me so we can see what you have?
What was that? No.
Did you hear? She said. Could you repeat that again, please?
Yeah. Diana, do you have like documents around the house from when you did your power of attorney and your will, the old papers? And then, if so, could you give them to Perlita and she could get us copies so we know what you have in place and then we know what you need to change?
I think they were quite made up quite a few years ago. And
Do you have the paper somewhere? Do you know where they are?
No, I think they're like 30 years ago.
Well, can we
Okay.
contact the
Okay.
lawyer to find out?
Diana, I know that you're probably most concerned about, besides your house, you have other assets too, and you want to make sure they go to someone. Who do you want to leave your assets to?
My assets. Probably some people weren't alive at the time, and some people passed away. I gotta get something in my what she was from.
You want some water?
I want that stuff that is from soothing my mouth, not just water. It's oh gosh, it soothes my water. It's not just water.
For dry mouth?
Yeah.
Okay, just a second. This thing?
Yes.
So, while you're doing that, Diana, now,
I can get
if you
it.
were to put someone as your beneficiary on your house, who do you want to leave your house to?
To my son, to a portion to Will, my stepson, and my other stepson, and my other stepson, Will, or not Will, but Dean. My stepson's,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm going to try to help you be at peace with something. I think this may be helpful. Okay, if you were to die without a will, so you'd want to tear up any old will you have, or we can do a
Yes.
revocation of will. If you were to die tomorrow without a will, it would go according to state law who your nearest heirs would be. And if you do not have a spouse, your living heirs would be your children, or your stepchildren. They were never adopted by you, correct? They're just your stepchildren. So it would go to your children that you either biologically or adopted. So what I'm trying to clarify is you want to leave something to your stepchildren. Did you ever adopt those stepchildren? I'm thinking because you're using the term stepchildren that they were your spouse's children and you were just the stepmom.
I think they're mostly Hanai.
Hanai, okay. In that case, then it is important that we get an estate plan in place. If you were to die without a will, it goes all to your biological child. And it sounds like you have one son.
One.
Is your biological son?
One is my full blood son. Is my is my blood son, full blood
Okay.
son, and I have William. I have Will Dean, who is my Hanai son, and Edinshit is my knee.
Will's like a Hanai son too, pretty much. Yeah.
And Dean.
Yeah.
So you want to leave your estate to 3 people: your son, Will, and Dean.
There's another
I think there's 4 people.
4 people, John.
Her
Okay.
brother too. Her brother John.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she has a brother named John. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I need to write
Okay.
down everybody's name.
We wrote his name
Okay.
down.
Oh, good.
Okay. And I'm gonna send something over to an email. Whoever has an easily accessible email over a worksheet that Diana can help you fill out about herself, her assets, and her wishes, and then we can see what we can draft up quickly for her. It's hard because I don't know, Diana, anything about your finances. So I know in Hawaii, a large part of our estate is our house. I don't know if you have a lot of other assets also. When you're in a pinch and you want to do things quickly, you can call any of your places or go online. So say, I'm going to use an example. If I have an account at Edward Jones and I want to leave my money to 50% my son and then split the other 3, the other 50%, whatever it is, okay? I just do a beneficiary form. And it doesn't matter what my will says or what the state says. All that matters is who I named as a beneficiary. So if you're really concerned about time-wise, if someone has a computer there, and if you literally contacted every institution that you have money at and named your beneficiaries, then when you pass, they just submit the death certificate and that institution distributes the money to your beneficiaries. So you could leave, for example, an account to William, an account to Dean, or you could split up the accounts. It's really hard for me, not knowing anything about your finances, trying to help you quickly to give you a handle on that. To draft a will can take at least, if we're even rushing it, 2 weeks. But if you reached out to every place that you had money and you named beneficiaries, it doesn't matter what your will says, it will go to that beneficiary. Some of them will let you do it online, depending on the financial institution. So if one of your caregivers is technologically able to do it, they could pull up the account and change your beneficiary. Or the institution will send you a beneficiary form, you fill it out and sign it, and you send it back, and it's effective. That's a quick Band-Aid. I'm going to send paperwork today to whoever is going to be the volunteer to fill out information, but I understand that you're concerned you want to do this as soon as possible. In Hawaii, you can name beneficiaries on your real estate. So we can do a deed. It's $300 plus recording and deed. It might be $400 total. And we can name beneficiaries on your property. What that means is they won't need to probate it, so you don't need a will drafted. It goes right to those beneficiaries.
Wow.
So we can do that rather quickly. The thing is, with the Hawaii law, the deed has to be recorded on the property before it can. So it's
Hi, Bobby.
for your house, you can do that rather quickly. Why don't I start with
Is that going out?
Yeah.
I think it's going dead. I think it needs to be charged.
There you go.
Who should I email that to? If Diana has an email, that's great. Or for Lisa, whoever wants to have the worksheet. It's about 6 pages long.
6 pages long. I will ask the son what's his email address. Her son lives here, so and then you would email it to him. I'll ask him if he has a printer to print it out.
Okay.
Plus it needs to be charged. The phone needs to be charged.
No, it's just the volume. When you touched it, the volume went down. Diane. Okay, I will text you. I'll ask the son's email, and I will text you. How is that, Danny?
That's good. So, so Diana, we can do the deed quickly. It does need notarized. What you need to think about when I send this over to your son, you'll need the attorney to help you with the deed. It has to be drafted by an attorney. We'd have to send it to you, and you'd have to notarize it. You can get a notary to come to your house. You can sign it in front of a notary. Get it back to us, and we have to record it. That's the quickest way to handle making sure your house goes to whoever you want to go to. And they also have to make sure is there a mortgage on the house, Diana?
No. Well, there's a slightly, it was a farmer's home loan, and they let me put together it was about 17,000 because I let them
Your second mortgage or something?
just something that they had going that if they wanted me to hold on, there was kind of a thing they had that I could have a mortgage-free
Okay, that's
loan.
fine.
It was a mortgage-free loan, and
For Lisa,
Yes.
if you can give me the son's email, I will send him over what I need to help Diana, the information.
I need-
And then if someone can help Diana fill it out and get it back to us, we can do the deed to keep the real estate from going into probate, and it will go to where she tells me she wants that house
That's
to
what
go
she
to.
needs.
Yeah.
And the timeline is we can get the deed done quickly. She will have to get it notarized by a notary at the home, get it back to us, and we record it, and it has to record,
Mhm.
and then that becomes effective, and that is the quickest way to do beneficiaries on the house. And then also any other assets, if there's large accounts she wants to make sure it goes to John or the other Hanai kids, she can. The quickest way is, again, get the beneficiary form and change it. She can get that today, sign it, and send it right back, and it's effective. To do a will, she'd have to meet with the attorney, we'd have to draft the document, go over it with her, and sign it. So we're talking 2 to 3 weeks if we really hustle.
That'd take too long.
So we can, if she wants to just start doing the beneficiary, she can do that today, and I'll send a worksheet as soon as you give me John's email address, or not John, her son's email address.
Yeah. Adrian.
Okay.
All right. I have another question. You were asking about like the mortgage and all, whatever is still left. We can contact the bank. They can contact the bank for that.
No, it's
Do
a
you need
farmer's home loan,
that? Uh-huh.
and
Okay.
I
No,
owe
don't
them.
worry about the mortgage. Don't worry about any debt.
Mhm.
Okay.
Don't worry about that.
Okay,
If
that's
she
clear.
did have any debt, whoever inherits the house will have to make sure that they continue any payments. But it sounds to me like she doesn't have a mortgage. If it is, it's very little. And you
Okay.
don't have to worry about debt at this point. What we're trying to worry about is all her assets are protected and go to her loved ones.
Yes.
And it
Mhm.
doesn't go to, like, right now, Diana, if you passed away, everything goes to your son.
Mhm.
If you're okay with that, that's what would happen. If you want to leave something to William and Dean and your brother, you need to make beneficiaries on those bank accounts. If you die without a will, and I would like you to help her find her will, and if she doesn't want what happens in that will to happen, rip it up so it no longer exists,
Mhm.
or we can do a revocation of the will. We don't need to know the date of the will.
Okay.
If no one finds the will and there is no will, then it goes to your estate is distributed by the laws of the state of Hawaii,
Mhm.
which is her situation. If she was married, it would go to her spouse.
Mhm.
If she's not married, it goes to her biological children. So whoever her biological children is, if she only has one living son, it would all go to that one living son.
Mhm.
And if she's okay with that, then she doesn't have to worry too much. Everything will go to her son. But if she wants to make sure that the stepsons have a portion of something, try to do the deed. If she wants some of the house to go, maybe she just wants the house to go to John, and she wants to leave the money to the stepsons. Whatever she decides, it can all be done with beneficiary form.
Okay.
And then if it helps her feel better, that everything just goes to her son, and she knows it's not going to go to somebody else, and that makes her feel better, then at least she can rest in peace knowing that everything goes to her son. That he'll just have to go through probate, that he would be the heir according to the state of Hawaii.
Okay.
And Diana, as long as you don't have like a spouse out there we don't know about, or any children we don't know about, if you just have your one son, you would inherit everything. And if you want to share some of that with your hanai or your stepchildren, we can do that too through beneficiary form.
I have another question, Danny. She was mentioning that she has inherited some kind of money from her mother. It's way in North Carolina, and there's an attorney who takes care of it. So how do we go about that?
So anything that goes to her, it depends. So if she inherited it from her mother in trust, we need to know how that comes out. So, and maybe her son might know some information. How old is her son?
35, yeah.
Their son. Does she trust him with financial decisions? Is he, good with money and bookkeeping and that kind of stuff? Because she could do a power of attorney, and then her son could speak to the attorney in North Carolina, or you guys could all call the attorney in North Carolina, and she could speak directly with that attorney in North Carolina. It sounds like she inherited money from her mom. It might be in a trust, and it depends. If it says when Diana passes, it goes to her children. It'll be whatever her mother who left her the money stated. So oftentimes the default is it goes to my kids. If my kids die, it goes on to my grandchildren. So then she really can't change what her mom's wishes were. It will go on to her son. That's generally, I'm just saying a broad overview. The default usually people are going to their blood children and grandchildren. But you could call that attorney in North Carolina. Alternatively, if she wants to put her son in charge of taking care of financial matters, or anyone for her, she could do a power of attorney where she said, I have so-and-so taking care of my finances, and then they could send that over to the attorney. She's so alert right now, if it's not too taxing on her, it's easier just to call and let her speak with the attorney. And, the attorney may not be as open, because of course Perdita Meg knows you and knows that you're a good, kind person. If you call an attorney in North Carolina, they could think that you're not a good actor, but a bad actor, trying to do something while Diana's ill, right? They never know.
Yeah.
So if Diana would have to be real alert to speak with the attorney, and it wouldn't hurt to have her son in the room.
Yeah.
But he may also be very, because he doesn't know you, and we know that you're good when you're calling us, so it's easier for us to all share. And I can definitely tell Diana is making her, she definitely has the capacity to make these changes. But if you're in North Carolina not knowing what's going on, he may not be very helpful. But if Diana could even request a copy of the documents emailed to her son, she could simply email everything to my son. He might do that, and then we can look at those documents for her son to see what it says.
Okay. We were trying to call him, but it's too late over there. She said so she's gonna call. We're gonna call the attorney tomorrow.
We'll leave a note for him to call.
They're really 6 hours ahead of you.
Yes, 6 hours ahead. So it's in late afternoon now over there. So
Yeah.
tomorrow or early morning tomorrow would be better. Okay. Is Adrian here? Okay, I'll ask Adrian his email address, and I will text it to you.
What's this?
Okay, and if you want to try to call the attorney, it'd be 4 p.m. in North Carolina. They might be open for another hour.
Yeah, that's
As
right.
long as Diana's feeling strong enough to say, Diana, tell him I'm not feeling well, and I need stuff sent to my son so he knows what's going on. Can you email Adrian, my son, this information? And I think that they might be persuaded to do that for you.
Okay. All right. Well,
Okay?
thank you so much. Is there anything else that we need to know?
No, you can give me Adrian's email email.
Email,
I'll
mhm.
send over the worksheet for her to fill out.
Yes.
And then I'll let him know how much it costs to do the deed.
Uh-huh.
Get the deed ready. And Diana, you just stay strong, and we can name your beneficiaries on your house, and you can name beneficiaries on all your other assets.
Mhm.
If you're not feeling up to it, Diana, and you're okay with everything going to your son, that's what would happen
Mm-hmm.
if you pass away. It would all
Yeah.
go to your son.
We were already talking about it before I called you that he wanted to give
Yeah.
some to the other people, like the other three. So
Yeah.
and then you're gonna know how much percentage he would want to appropriate to the other, to all of them.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
And does she want to split it up? Like
Yeah,
if
split
the
it up,
house-
yeah.
Does she want the house sold? And
Yeah.
then,
Mhm.
you know, the son would get a percent, William and Dean
The
and brother John would all
percentage.
get a percent. If that's her
Yeah.
wish,
Mhm.
just tell me how it is.
Yes.
But if she wants the house to be where someone can live at it, well, all four people can't live at the house. So then that's to think about another option
Yes.
where maybe she can house for one or two people and give money to other people.
People,
You gotta
yes.
think of-
Give it-
It's hard for me to, like, without much information, except only that she has a home.
Yes.
to help.
Uh-huh.
But I can send this worksheet over and then I can help her with more in this.
Okay.
This gives her ideas and she can speak with her caregivers so we can
Mhm.
try to make sure everything's the way she wants it.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, Danny.
Thank you, Felicia.
Do you have any
Thank you,
other
Diana.
question? Do you have any other question, Diana?
Done at the moment.
Not at the moment. Okay, we will call you if something comes up, like a question comes up. Could we call you? Okay.
Yeah, call me anytime today.
All right. Thank
Or
you.
tomorrow. It's fine. Thank you, Felicia.
Oh,
Bye-bye.
thank you, Danny. Okay, bye.
What's her
Okay,
name?
there's a lot.
Danny?
Danny, D-A-N-I. Danny.
Okay. Okay. And she's a local person around the local area?
Mm-hmm. She, her boss, she's the assistant of state lawyer that I know. She's a parent from the school.
Mm-hmm.
And
What school
Obino-
is that?
Waldorf, how do you call it, Waldorf School. She and Meg Obinoff, and she formed a firm, Obinoff Law Firm,
Mm-hmm.
Law Group or something. Yeah.
Sounds like
Sounds great.
she has a knowledge of.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's really, she's a the boss is Harvard graduate.
Mhm.
Meg Obinoff.
Okay, I think for what, I think of more tonight, we'll write down names of people,
Okay.
put this together.
I don't see Adrian. Is he? somewhere?
He's probably there. Yeah, he's there.
Well, he sleeps during the daytime. They sleep in the daytime.
They were up late last night, probably.
Yeah, they stay up late in case I need
Okay.
them.
Is there a number that I could call him, or can you?
He might be up, but I can go see.
What do you want to ask him?
Oh, his email address. He needs the email address.
Okay.
He could email the documents to be filled out.
Mhm.
And because let's see. I'll go and check him, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow.
Okay.
And Cora will be here. If is here, and you can come tomorrow and talk maybe exchange probably, or I don't know.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay, Diana, you take
Okay.
care. Request the food that you want to eat. Do you want some smoothie or?
I think his email something he had.
Do you know what the email is?
It was something he had in high school. It's Adrian at the
We wanted to make sure
F-City.
that he's gonna email to the right,
Yeah.
email
Yeah.
address.
Okay.
because
Yeah, or
his
his-
documents are
So
ready.
today is
Yeah.
after the
August
goes, but I don't think
30th,
that.
2022.
You are.
We'll ask him his correct one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanna
Okay,
hear
and
his